Hi, it's Lady Shepsa with Let Go, Let Goddess coming to you with a video about stepping into your power. Are you ready to step into your power? In this video, I'm going to tell you a personal story about my life related to how and why I started my business Let Go, Let Goddess, and my own journey struggling to step into my power. And at the end of the video, I have a special offer for you if you are ready to begin this journey of stepping into your power. So first of all, I began my business, Let Go, Let Goddess, because of really the journey that I went through to transform my life, to learn to step into my power. So the story I'm about to share is a story I normally share with just my coaching clients, my webinars, and my book, Happy and Healed, and I want to share it with you in this video. So about 10 years ago or so, I used to be married. And I got married, pretty young. And it was before I really knew who I was as a woman or what I wanted in my life. But, I felt ready to just begin this relationship because, hey, this was a good guy. He liked me, he loved me, and why not? But as time went on through the marriage, I realized that this was not the man for me. And it wasn't a bad, terrible, horrible, traumatizing marriage. It just wasn't the right fit. It's kind of like when you have a pair of shoes on, it's like, I don't know about these shoes. And they don't really fit your feet well, but you kind of keep them on anyway because you kind of use them. Other people say you should wear them, you should keep them, but you know that it's not right for you. So thus was my marriage. So during the time of my marriage, I found myself really losing my power and losing my voice. So just to give you a little background, I have a degree in theater. I went to NYU for college and I was a theater major, drama major. And I spent a lot of time in high school studying theater and writing and performance. And I was lucky enough to get accepted into NYU, one of the top schools in the country for theater. So by the time I graduated, I had been used to performing. I was very much so in my creativity. It was an outlet for me that I loved. I loved writing and I loved performing. But during my marriage, it stopped. I found myself unable to express my voice and my creativity. I wasn't exactly sure why, but I knew a part of me inside was shrinking, and just getting smaller. My power and my voice was shrinking. I literally would go to spoken word events. I'm a poet. I do spoken word. But at that time, I would go to spoken word events. And here I am with a degree in theater, and I was frightened to get on stage. I would not sign up. I had so much fear blocking me. And I just wondered, like, what was wrong with me? I questioned myself. I questioned my abilities. Like, where did all my creativity, where did my power go? So during the last year of my marriage, where I really began to see just the differences between my husband and I, and that we really weren't on the same path and that it really wasn't the right fit, I began to physically lose my voice. Like my throat chakra began to shut down. If you know anything about chakras, you know that a lot of times they will manifest themselves when they're blocked as physical illness. So I literally would get sore throats, laryngitis about 4 or 5 times, maybe even more, during the last year of my marriage when there was a lot of turmoil, when I wasn't speaking my truth. I literally lost my voice. And I realized that, my throat was how I expressed myself, how I expressed my creativity. And because I wasn't doing that, literally, it manifested itself in physical illness and it was shutting down. So I realized that I had to speak my truth, number one, that I was unhappy in this marriage and that I needed it to end. And I also needed to express myself creatively. So I did leave my marriage. It was just very heartbreaking for me. It was the biggest challenge really of my life. But it was the biggest source of my growth as well. During the time that I left my marriage, after I left my marriage, I began to really take some time to figure out who I was as a woman and what I wanted. And one of those pathways that I discovered in my healing process was a path of sacred sexuality, sensuality, goddess studies. I'd always been very spiritual. I had been meditating for a number of years, but because my journey had gotten me to this point where I needed to figure out who I was as a woman, I found a need to connect to my divine feminine energy. And it just literally opened up a huge path of healing, of blessings, and of bliss for me. And it really, after working on myself for a while, I realized that I wanted to share these resources with other women, that this journey that I went on just wasn't for me. Being disconnected from my power, disconnected from my voice and my creativity, experiencing that just wasn't for me. It was also for other women. So it is with that intention that I began my company, Let Go, Let Goddess. And the whole purpose is to awaken women to the goddess within them and into their power. And so with that, I will give you my tips for stepping into your power. So my first tip, number one, step into your power. You need to know that you are divine. You are divine. You are a goddess. You are unlimited in your capacity, in your potential to express yourself. You are a goddess. And once you know that you are divine, once you're rooted in that, and that becomes the source of your power, you realize that you are unstoppable. You can really do anything. My second tip for stepping into your power is that once you know that you are divine, you need to really express yourself. The feminine energy is related to expression and creativity and fertility. So as a goddess, you need to be showing your divinity, expressing who you are in a creative way that will keep your creative juices flowing. And my third tip for stepping into your power is to connect to your purpose, your divine purpose. We all come here, we're all born with a purpose, a reason why we incarnated into this earth. And to really embody your power, you need to be living on purpose. And once you do that and you commit to those three things, your life will transform. Once you commit to stepping into your divinity, expressing yourself creatively, whatever that may look like for you. And the third thing, which is living your purpose, then you are fully really embodying your power. So with that, I would like to invite women to have a free session with me. It's called the Boss Lady Power Session. If you feel like your purpose is connected to coaching, to being a wellness or holistic healer or expert, to being a motivational speaker, if you feel like that is your purpose, then I invite you to have a conversation with me. And during this conversation, during our power session, we're going to get really clear on what your vision is for yourself. And perhaps you know that's your purpose, but you're not really living it. You're maybe doing a 9 to 5 that's sucking your soul, sucking your life, and you're out of alignment with your purpose right now. So this session is to really help you to get into alignment so that you're fully walking in your purpose. So during this session, we're also going to get really clear on what a possible niche for you or area of expertise for you is as a coach if you are interested and if you feel that coaching is a part of your purpose. And when I use the term coaching, I realize this is a modern term, but for me, the way I approach coaching is really healing work. It is an outlet for me to be a channel, to be a guide, and to be a healer. And that is the approach through which I coach. I do it from my divine, creative, and feminine energy. So if you feel like you are being called to have a career, to have really a life purpose as a coach, then I invite you to have this Boss Lady Power Session with me if you want to learn how to fully embody your purpose so that you're fully living your purpose and walking in your power. So if you're ready, please click that link and sign up for your Boss Lady Power Session and allow me to be a guide for you to help usher you into fully stepping into your power. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.